Hello, welcome to episode 23 of my channel, Pre-War Dreams. My name is Joe, and tonight just want to kind of go over some just some thoughts and some things that I had in mind as far as we close out kind of 2025 and going into 2026. And I watch a lot of content. I see a lot of guys, putting out, their top 50 cards or putting some other content as far as that goes at the end of this year. I'm going to do something a little bit different just because I think that, I try to chronicle my collection as best as possible. So I'm kind of trying to look ahead and go forward as opposed to kind of looking back. And that's just kind of the way that I've decided to do it. And so what I'm going to do is just kind of do a quick video here, kind of go over some thoughts that I had, and hopefully you enjoy it. So this episode 23, kind of a unique title here. It's about focus, about staying away from rabbit holes, and sharpening the blade. So obviously, it's well chronicled that I'm a little bit of a minimalist collector, and really try to stay focused on what I'm looking to do and add to my collection. And I've continued that throughout the 2025 year. I've added 7 cards to my collection this year, and hope to, maybe add some more next year. But it's given me a lot of time to reflect kind of on my collection and what I really, really want to focus on. And I've talked a little bit about that in some previous episodes about I've kind of made some changes and kind of rebranded the collection a little bit, where I'm going to be just going after some different types of cards and different things that I want as far as in the baseball card world. So I want to start by kind of just doing real quick kind of little synopsis or kind of what I'm going to be focused on for next year and the following years, because I'm probably not going to achieve everything next year. It's an ongoing process, and that's one of the things you have to embrace, I think, in this hobby is the process. So I have kind of I call it kind of my North Star as far as my collection, and it's 3 players. So I would love, and my ultimate goal still is to get a Ty Cobb playing days card. I'm also going to look for Napoleon Lajoie and Ted Williams. Those are kind of the 3 players that are kind of on the top of my list that I want to collect when I go to Strongsville next year. I have to submit a Ted Williams card that I have. I only have one, and I only have one Napoleon Lajoie. So that's going to be kind of always going to be kind of my triumphant as far as three players that I'm going to collect, going forward as kind of my top 3. But you can't, I think, even though I'm a minimalist, I'm a realist, and I know that I just can't collect 3 players. I mean, that's would be a little difficult. So as I've kind of gone throughout the year, I've kind of omitted some things that maybe I was looking to go for, and been constantly kind of evolving what I'm going to be looking for going forward. So first thing is, as you well know, I have a little bit of a catcher collection. I like to collect about 5 or 6 catchers. And so for 2026, 2 of my goals is to find a 1970 Topps centered, if I can, which has been the real struggle, Thurman Munson rookie. And then also 1969 Johnny Bench Topps. Those 2 cards would kind of complete what I want to do for those 2 players. And those are just 2 cards that I just have to find at the right time with the right look, and then from there, be able to complete that part of my journey with those 2 players. Secondly, as you know, and I've talked about, I'm looking to get some cards from the 1954, 1955, and 1956 sets, whether it be Yogi Berra, Roy Campanella, um, probably a 56 if I can, Roberto Clemente, 56 Hank Aaron. I'm looking for the Ted Williams cards through 54 through 56, Willie Mays, and then maybe, hopefully, maybe the 56 Topps Mantle down the line. And the reason why I bring this up is because I don't have a lot of golden era cards in the hobby. And so one of the things that I talked about, I believe in July or August, was trying to acquire a Roberto Clemente, a Hank Aaron, a Willie Mays, and a Mickey Mantle card. So those are definitely high up on the pecking order. So you have Cobb, you have Lajoie, you have Williams, you have the 69 bench, the 70 Munson, and then those 54, 55, 56 Topps where I'm encompassing Mays, Clemente, Aaron, and Mantle. So that's kind of like the main focus. And about 2 to 3 weeks ago, I had texted a couple of people, a buddy of mine, Tim, that is in the hobby. I'll be meeting up with him at Strongsville next year. And but I also reached out to Jeff. And many of you probably know Jeff through his channel, Fine Card Collector. And Jeff and I talked last week for a couple hours, and just kind of bounced a lot of things off of him. Talked about his collection, talked about just some ideas that I was having. Talked about, basically, I think I started the text as, "Am I crazy to think this?" And then he called me, and we kind of talked from there. But one of the things that I have been debating for a long time is as far as maybe getting into the T206 set. And due to the popularity, due to the enormous expense, obviously the set's well out of my reach, and I would never even think about that. Plus, just not into getting an entire set. And so I started bouncing some things off of both my buddies, and like I said, had a long talk with Jeff and talked about some things that he was looking to do in the hobby. And so I kind of broached this topic with him, and what I'm going to look to do and kind of what I'm going to add, I think, maybe to the want list, I guess, because I put a lot of things sometimes on my want list, and then I think about it, and I'm like, it just doesn't fit what I want to do and how I want my collection to be, and so I omit stuff. I omit way more things than I want to admit. But sometimes it's just when you're thinking about it at first, and then you get time to reflect on it, you realize, maybe that's not exactly the way I want to go. But I approached Jeff and my buddy Tim about something I've been thinking about probably, the last 6-8 weeks. And because I like pre-war cards so much, I tried to pick and choose different sets within pre-war that is going to hit a lot of things for me. And what I mean by that is I can focus on, players, or I can focus on just aspects of a set that I really want to be able to collect. And so we started talking, and I came up with this idea. And after about a long conversation with Jeff, he really, I don't want to say convinced me, but he really was receptive to what I was speaking about, what I was saying, and so was my friend Tim. So something I'm going to add as a journey And this is a long-term journey. Um, this is something that's probably going to take me, maybe 6 or 8 years to do. But one of the sets I love, and I want to give just a nod to Orlando, Collector's Dream. I saw him buy a card. I don't think it was the last Strongsville. Maybe it was 2024 Strongsville. But he bought a card there that I really just fell in love with. And started doing a lot of research on it and started, you know, like I said, going maybe through a little bit of rabbit holes just to get more information on the set. And so after talking to Jeff and my friend Tim and thinking about it, um, my long-term project right now, and I'm going to try to stay pretty steadfast with it, is I really like the 1909 E95 Philadelphia Caramel set. The set has 26 cards, but I'm going to do it a little bit differently because I don't want to get the whole set. If that's something that I want to pursue down the line, I can always change my mind and do that. But what I'm really focused on are individual players in the set as a representation in my collection. So I looked at the E95 set, and obviously there are, I believe, 10 Hall of Famers in it, 10 or 11. There is a Honus Wagner. Not going after that. Hate to burst your bubble, but you know, financial limitations. Just that's just something out of my reach. But I'm focused on about 9 to 10 cards in that set. Johnny Evers, Larry Doyle, potentially Eddie Plank, Sam Crawford, which is a player that I really like, especially with the Cobb dynamic. Eddie Collins, obviously the Cobb. Eddie Saccotti, who was with the Boston Red Sox at that point, but was part of the 1919 Black Sox. Frank Chance, Christy Mathewson, and Chief Bender. So those are the cards that I'm going to go after in the E95 set. I think that that's just a nice push-off to try to not so much keep me focused. I mean, I'm a pretty focused individual, but something that is, I think, attainable, and also something that is just maybe a little bit different journey in my collection and the way that I collect. But it keeps it nice and concise. I was really bummed though because there was a player that wasn't in that set, and so I'm kind of doing a little Frankenstein or a hybrid with this project, and I'm also going to incorporate the 1910 E96 Philadelphia Caramel set because there's a Napoleon Lajoie in that set. So it's going to be kind of my hybrid Frankenstein set as far as that'll appease me. And so that's kind of my long-term goal now is to try to acquire those, 11 cards as kind of my Philadelphia Caramel set. So hopefully, pick up a card maybe next year or maybe 2 cards next year and just kind of keep working forward on that. And then I'm still going to be looking out for the Gas House Gang, which is something that I've talked about throughout my entire channel. I still have to get, I believe it's 8 or 9 of the Gas House Gang. I still have to get Burley Grimes, Rabbit Moranville, Dazzy Vance, Jesse Haynes, Grover Cleveland Alexander, Chick Hafey, Ducky Medwick, Frankie Frisch, Dizzy Dean, and Leo DeRocher. So between the Munson and the bench, between the 54, 55, and 56 tops, Aaron, Clemente, Mays, and Mantle. And then from there, this kind of start on the the caramel set, the Frankenstein set of the caramel E95 and E96, and then my gas house game. That's going to be my focuses, and I hope to acquire some cards, obviously, in the future. Still haven't bought a card since Strongsville. Been patient, just been waiting. Um, just have, obligations that I have to do as a husband, as a father, as a just an adult. And but I've been patient. I've been looking a lot. I mean, I've always been looking at different cards. Maybe finding something here, finding something there. Just hasn't happened. But really looking forward to Strongsville. Really looking forward to these journeys. Um, I bought 7 cards this year. Um, I think next year, the 69 bench and the 70 Munson are very high on my list. I want to get those checked off. Those are 2 cards that I feel like definitely I'm going to get sooner rather than later. Um, with those catchers, obviously Campanella and Yogi are near the top because I already have my Cochran. So, maybe picking up another Campanella or another Yogi, maybe look for those at Strongsville. But just, pick and choose my cards wisely and pick and choose how I spend my hobby dollars wisely to keep going on this journey and keep trying to build the best collection for me. And I think at the end of the day, that's all of us collectors try to do. We do it differently, and that is something that makes the hobby great. And just wanted to kind of just give you an update on what I'm thinking about and my journey. I know you're probably going to get back to watching everybody's top 50 cards and stuff, and those are great. I enjoy them. I really think that this hobby is very vibrant. I think this hobby has a lot of legs to go. We have a lot of great people in the community, and look forward to hopefully meeting more at Strongsville, and I want to do a lot more as far as collaborating, maybe with some different channels next year, instead of just having my ugly face every time on a screen, because I like talking to different collectors about how they collect. I like learning about collections that other people have, because I learn from it. And not only do I learn from it, but I appreciate it. Just because I don't collect a way somebody does doesn't mean that I don't appreciate people's collecting and their sets and things that they're doing with their collections. It inspires me to grow and add to my collection. It's been a really fun year and a half being on YouTube, and I really enjoy it. So I'll probably make a video maybe towards the end of the year, but if for whatever reason I get busy, I just want to tell everybody to have a great holiday season, a very happy new year, and keep collecting, keep putting videos on YouTube, charting your journeys as I will, and hope to meet a lot of you very, very soon. Once again, yesterday is history, tomorrow's a mystery, but today is a gift. That's why they call it the present. Thanks for watching.